What's up boys, it's Moonfire Gaming here, and today I'm going to do a quick guide on how I've set up my Balance Druid. I've been getting a few questions here and there about my legendary item, my conduits, talents and stuff like that, so I'm just going to do a quick overview of everything I have running and explain my thought process along the way. So let's jump right into the talents. In the first row I pretty much always go Nature's Balance because I really like the passive astral power generation and it allows me to maintain my sustained damage much more. And then I only go Warrior of Elune if I'm up against double melee, as it allows me to apply pressure with the instant casts even if I'm the focus. On to row 2, I used to run Wild Charge as the mobility was nice, but how classes are at the moment, there's so many that can just burst you down and one-shot you, and that's why I always run Renewal, because that instant self-heal is just going to save your life basically. And a quick tip for this one is you should always cast Renewal in Bear, because it heals you for 30% of your health, and obviously when you enter Bear you have more health. So right now you can see I'm at 33k, I go into Bear and 41k, so that Renewal will heal you more. On to row 3, I run Guardian Affinity because it makes you really tanky and hard to kill, alongside having Frenzied Regen for more self heals and In-Capped Roar for more CC. In row 4 I almost always run Mass Entangle because it allows me to set up some reliable CC if I combo Root and Solar Beam together. The only time you should really take Mighty Bash is if the enemy has multiple ways of getting out of Root, like Paladin's Hand of Freedom for example, or if they have a Resto Druid they can just shift out of the Root. In row 5 I always go Incarnation as it's vital to set up my Convoke, and the overall buff is just really nice. It lasts 30 seconds and it's quite likely in that time in Arena you'll get a kill while you have the buff from this cooldown. Row 6 I always run Twin Moons as it means I have more sustained damage with the 10% damage boost on Moonfire, and I can apply Moonfire to multiple targets easier. And finally row 7 I always have Solstice because again I'll be entering Eclipse so often it means I can pump out more sustain and burst damage with the Shooting Stars proc, and I also generate more astral power faster. For my PvP talents I pretty much always run Celestial Guardian for more tankiness and bigger self heals, Moonkin Aura for the crit bonus for me and my team, and then Thorns because you can use Thorns as a defense tool and it does loads of damage if melee try and hit through it. So these are usually situational though, like for example if you're against double caster don't run Thorns because it's useless, choose something like Crescent Burn instead. You should always be adjusting your PvP talents based on your opponents. For my Soulbind I have Dreamweaver because at the moment it allows me to have 2 potency conduits, and the pod is just a good way to troll and annoy your opponents. And then with my conduits I've basically boosted my Convoke and survivability. So in slot 1 I go Well-Honed Instincts because it gives me a free Frenzied Regen when I go below 40%, which is insanely good because you can be in any form and you'll get the 30% heal. Slot 2 we use Conflux the Elements to empower our damage and heals during Convoke the Spirits. Slot 3 I go Soothing Voice, so after I CC anyone they get a 90% decaying slow when they break the CC. Slot 4 I choose Umbral Intensity because when I enter Eclipse and Convoke, alongside all of the Star Surges and Full Moons, it also pumps out loads of Wraths, and they'll all be doing 40% more damage, which helps with the burst damage. And then in slot 5 we have Innate Resolve, which boosts your self heals even more when you Frenzied Regen or Regrowth by 15%. For my legendary I use Balance of All Things, so when I enter Eclipse or use Incarnation I instantly get 40% crit. This is the thing that basically makes me one-shot people because when I use my macro it pops Incarnation, my Damage Trinket and Convoke, and everything crits for like 10 to 15k. The final thing that I wanted to show you guys is my one-shot macro. I wouldn't rely on this all the time because you could come out of stealth and just get kicked if you're not in a great position, but it's very useful if your partner forces out some trinkets or sets up some good CC. You can just open with this macro and it just pops everything, convokes, and you can potentially one-shot your opponents. I'll put this in the description for you as well if you want to copy it, and feel free to adjust it however you like and add your own trinkets or racials or whatever. Now I'm just going to show you a couple of clips of me using the macro so you can see how my damage works with my build and my positioning and everything. So here's the first one. We're against a mage and a boomy. My priest manages to get the mage out of stealth. I'm just waiting here at the back to see what happens. So the priest gets a good silence, the druid comes out of stealth. I'm just still waiting. The Druid casts Convoke the Spirits, which I root beam, and then I respond with my own Convoke and pop cooldowns. We managed to get the Mage to 1%, and I managed to kill the Boomy. The Mage blocks, in that time I get my Priest to full health, and then we just DPS down the seed. So then he's dead, and then by that time we just pump down the Mage. I've got all my defensives, so I'm not worried about damage, I'll just keep hitting it. I try and interrupt that with a push, he blinks it, but then we just get the win. In the second one, we're against a Warrior and a Hunter. My Priest managed to get full dots on the Warrior, putting down to 60% health, which was nice. I'm just here waiting in a good position far away from everyone. The Hunter comes out. The Priest manages to get a good fear and a stun on the Hunter. I wait for the Spell Reflect. Once that's down, I open. And then we pretty much just one-shot everything. And then in the final clip here, we're in a 3v3. We're against a Monk Healer, a Warlock, and a Balance Druid. So I'm just here waiting in stealth. My teammates put in some pressure on the healer. They get him down quite a lot. He's forced to run away. So right here, he's at 50% health. I'm still in stealth, and I'm just going to wait. My Warrior leaps on him, puts him down to 19% or 15% health. At this point, I Convoke just to kill him. And the Monk actually pops his bubble, but then I manage to hit through it with a full moon, and then I've got 2 seconds left of Convoke, which all goes on the Warlock there. And then we're just left with the Druid. The Druid actually Convokes himself and nearly downs our Paladin, but my Warrior gets a really good stun on him, and then I root beam, so he's forced to shift and use defensives. And then we basically just keep hitting him and get the win. And that's it, boys. I hope you enjoyed the quick guide. Balance Druid is so fun to play right now. So jump into some arenas or BGs and try out anything that you've learned from this, and I'll see you next time.